through and go, you know, you're not the sharpest one in the box or the
Right.
drawer.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So one knife
Front
would
light,
say to
that's
another
good.
knife. You know, Harry, the
But
steak
it's
knife,
hard to see
he's
yours
not the
though.
sharpest knife in the drawer
What's-
or something.
Is
Means
it,
he's kind of dumb.
just bring the
Right.
camera closer. Or I'll
that's
I'll
a
just
lot,
move it.
right?
I'll help you.
Yeah, to work.
With
Yeah,
this.
I'll move. And I'll put this here.
Oh, it's super bright, eh?
Okay, so let's just, I'll go to the camera settings and
Oh,
just
yeah,
reduce
okay.
the brightness.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna do it so that they can see the whole screen.
I had we never got separate.
No, yours is like,
It's just that projector is so bright, right?
yeah,
Oh, wow. Well,
maybe I'll reduce the contrast. No.
oh, there, now you can see some kind of image.
Just move this out of the way.
You had it there.
It's washed out though.
Yeah, super washed out. Oh, how about try the color luminosity maybe?
Color intensity.
No, then it just turns it black and white. Okay. Well, maybe just bring the brightness right down as much as you can, and then we'll see.
That is too much.
Yeah, but that's a really white, bright. You had it at some point.
No, it was just this white balance, but it's just with some figures.
Is it on auto? Turn it off auto?
It is not on.
Oh,
I just
oh,
turned
you
it down.
did. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, Sue, look out. I'm going to, I'll just talk about it. And I have, later I can send a link of this, of the documentation that I did of this. Because I have that, and probably we can find it in a bit. But I'll just, for people here, so just to give you an idea of projection mapping, basically you just have one projector, right? And I had this idea for an installation. I was shooting all this 360 material, and with the 360 camera, you know where I was saying that you can make it into like just a regular frame, or you can do this like tiny world thing. So this is the same frame, but this is like the camera shooting this way, and this is the camera shooting that way. So, and there's a little part at the beginning. So this is all one shot, and it was just a static shot with my camera, and then digitally within the editing software, I put all these keyframes and I kind of animated it. So now I've got it like as tiny world, and then I've got it back, and then I'm panning through the shot. So I just wanted to fool around and show all the stuff I could do with these static 360 shots. Because when you're watching it on Oculus, really, or even when you're watching 360 on your laptop or your phone, you're only watching, you don't get to see 360 around you. You're just looking like this. So, and in this case, this is just regular footage. And then it was Riaz that had the idea of putting a gap between two pieces of vertical. I couldn't find my actual, I have two exactly the same size pieces of paper. And when I edited it, I made it the frame size. And this is one continuous shot, but it kind of worked out cool with the gap in the middle. So how did I project with one projector? I used this software that Riaz showed me, and it's called Resolume
Arena.
And we used this the first time when we took our 360 footage, and we wanted to have like we wanted to create a 360-degree screen so that we could share our 360-degree footage. So what we did was we made like a big round tent without a roof, without a floor, and so we just showed that part. See, this is one shot. That's me. I'm holding the camera, and that's what is in front. That was me and my first little dog sled experience. But when we wanted to have like that 360 experience with a 52-foot screen, how do we project 52 feet and all around seamlessly? So what we did was we ended up with 5 projectors, and each projector was projecting a piece of the overall 360-degree shot. And we could, with this program, you can map out exactly if there's like an overlap. So you could make it look like it was seamless. And I think Riaz later, he can put the program on and just show you a little bit. But basically for this project, I got these 2 pieces of paper. I edited 1 frame, and sometimes I wanted to have like 2 separate shots. And so I just made that so that my 1 shot was divided exactly in half at the same place all the time. And then with the projection mapping software, I can adjust basically what parts of the, so you can show you later, but see how I'm moving it and changing it? I can make it so that it's only projecting on the part that exactly there, so that it's not projecting off into the middle. And if you look up at the ceiling, you see up in the ceiling where it's kind of projecting off? So I can clean that up, and you can put like a mask on. So what if I just wanted to project what if I took my 1 picture and I divided it up into 4 little pictures? I could have like, you know, picture here and a picture here, or imagine I had like a window and it had like the bars in between, and then I could put all in the same video. I could have you know, 1 picture, it's moving over here and something's over here, and then it's like a video switcher. So then you could layer over different pieces of information, different images, and then you can transition with them live also. So you can have like a whole bunch of clips, and then you can do all kinds of groovy, wacky things. So people that are like DJs and stuff, they can, you know, projection map. They can there's like kind of like the particle thing in there. You know, they have different effects and different layers. And this is just at its most basic projection mapping. All I'm doing is saying, lining up where I want my pictures. And the reason that I did it like this was I was invited to submit a piece of art to my first art show, visual art. So most of the people were like painters or sculptors or photographers. So we're in a room, and so everybody had their paintings. And so I wanted to have, that's why I chose rear screen, and Riaz had the great idea of just go and get some opaque paper. And then I had put like curtains and stuff around. So I was on the same flat level as the paintings. So then people could come by and you can just look at them like as if they were paintings. But anyways, Riaz can talk a little bit more, but it's just like sky's the limit, right? If you wanted to like project certain things on the ceiling or around something. And actually the coolest thing that we saw this year, we were in France, and people are big into projection mapping there. So it was an old factory, and it was like 4 times the size of this. And there was like a big round kind of cylinder room in it. There's stairs, and they decided to do an art show with Gustav Klimt. I don't know if you know that art, but anyway, they projection mapped over every space in the whole thing. So they were even projecting, they imagined this entire room would be filled with woodland artists, and even on the floor, and on every wall, and on you know, like if there was like 4 panels in the middle, and it was really cool because you're so immersed in all of this beauty of these paintings that were done. So anyway, that's just a little something that you can do and experiment with. And I just wanted to find a way of showing my 360 work where I'm making the decisions. That's the whole problem with 360 is, like, so this is just a static shot, but, and then I animated it so that, or this shot, I just animated, this is just, I just moved the camera closer, I filmed it, and then in my editing, I just panned over, like with this beautiful smooth pan, like I was behind the camera and just like moving perfectly. And then later, you'll see there's a squirrel that comes up after this shot. And all I did was on my back deck, there's the table, and we put a bunch of peanuts out, and I just put that little 360 camera there, and I like went away. And so then the squirrel came right up to the camera, and he's like looking at the camera, and he just went all around the camera. But then for this little exhibit, I followed the squirrel. So it looks like I was there following the squirrel. So I think that comes up after this. But anyway, so it's just fun. And do you want to put the program on?
Yeah, I'll quickly, very quick down.
Just a quick demonstration of like kind of how you.
Yeah, so this is one of the programs.
You want to move? We could move this, or maybe people could come and just meet on here first.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to just come here and look just for a second, the program on my computer that's playing this, just come on up here, and then Riaz we'll move this out of the way. See, here's my squirrel, and I'm just like digitally following him as he snoops around.
Should look out, can't
There.
see it
But
though.
see here, this
I
is the
know, but
program.
this they will
And
they'll
see
be
how
able
you
to see
can-
the back.
You can cut out,
Yeah.
so you can adjust. Basically, you're just cutting out your image,
Because it's
placing
too-
it wherever you want.
The
on the
camera
surface
is
that you
balancing for
want.
that one and this one, and this is too
Where's
bright
that
for.
360 camera now and just put it up high enough they can watch what they want.
So, yeah, you've already seen this, right?
So it has to be the paper, because
But anyways,
I
it's
was
like
thinking, find a screen from
and
the
this
Salvation
wasn't like
Army
a
or
lot of
Value
work to do
Village
or
For
And
and
this
put
is
it
just
up,
tiny
but
world.
it can't be screen, it has to be see-through. I mean,
No, you
but
can-
this
you can
is this is the
have like
program.
projector in front of a
And then
screen,
Riaz will
Right.
show you.
or it
like,
could
this
be
is
a
how
door.
I
It could like you can
map
map it
it
to anything. That's
You're
the.
literally
because I was thinking
mapping
like,
it where you
I've seen a
want
lot of times for
projector.
$5 you can get one
where
of
you
the
want your
old,
image
you know,
to
the
show. But
projector
really,
screens
it's just one image.
on at
See that-
Salvation Army or
that's the-
Value
that's the
Village.
image that
Yeah.
I
Just
made.
buy one of those and
I
cut it,
edited
sew
so
it
that they're exactly
into,
the same size.
so like sew
those
it so
two
that
things,
it's
or it would just be
2
one
rectangle
image
pieces,
Yeah.
that's
and then
moving.
just,
But
I
then
don't know,
when you
Velcro or
project
something
with
so you
that
can hook
gap
it over
in
a bar
between,
wherever you are,
Yeah.
it
kind of
looks-
thing.
Yeah. You can do that.
Anyways,
But
this is
the
like
thing would be
what's-
like you have to
it's-
project from the front. The
Yeah.
only thing is if people are
And
walking
then it
in
has
front,
great music.
Yeah,
then their shadow will fall.
yeah.
But then there are other options for like putting the projector up on the ceiling and then having a low angle
Coming down, yeah.
coming down. Then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a really sharp angle.
Yeah. So,
I don't-
yeah, because
I
you
can't
could-
think of
you
any
could show
film,
something on something.
Even if she
and then
won't
you
really give a
literally let the
clear
object
image on the other
project
side.
onto an
Just
object
thinking
to
instead
tell
of
another-
having
another
paper which
way
can
to
get
tell
wrinkled or
something.
whatever.
And it's all northern Ontario.
Yeah.
Northwestern Ontario, so sometimes
This
the
is
city
all in-
perspective, right?
Yeah. region that you
I guess you
research.
just have to
Well, this is
play
Red
around
Lake,
and
so
see
I
what
did a film
fabric
called
works, right?
Fragrophones in Red Lake, so
And
I
the ship
went
was on
and
Dryden,
got-
was it?
Yeah, it was on Dryden, because they're doing another film about food security and food and Clover Belt. I don't know if you ever heard of
I'm going to a food security thing next week.
Yeah.
2-day seminar for that one.
Yeah, this is the waterfront, this is the skating,
Or
oh no,
workshop.
this
Okay,
is,
so this
sorry,
isn't.
this is Red Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Dryden,
The other one was.
yeah, cool, yeah. So, anyway, okay, so I'm gonna, can somebody help me, we'll just move this
Yeah, I can.
thing out of the way.
Move this way or?
Yeah, that way, maybe towards you, just so it's not in the way of the screen. Okay.
So I'll keep it very short. The projection mapping is this idea. Maybe we can move the camera, Kelly?
Oh, yeah,
So
sure.
it's- if they can see me. Or they should see this actually. I'll just talk a bit about projection
right.
mapping and then I could.
Yeah, okay, I'll move it, I'll
I
move
got
it
the
after.
microphone on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so microphone is there, that's good, and they can see the
Yeah,
screen.
okay,
So the
Okay.
projection mapping is this idea of instead of your projected image on a 2D surface, you can make it a sculpture-like 3D object. So you can map it around 3D objects, and of course like 2D objects too, but most people do it for 3D objects. And you get a lot of freedom with how you can manipulate or move your image to exactly match to that particular object. So the software that I'm using is Resolume Arena. This one is a paid one, but there are a lot of free open source softwares too that you can use, and they are as good as this one too. So I'm going to launch this. So on the left-hand side, you see some columns. So here you can put a lot of your footage here, it's still images, or you can have video images and some other kind of data too. And this is your output monitor. Here you can see a lot of other settings too. Let me just put something in here, maybe an image. I don't have a video, I think.
oh, I can give you that show, you know.
That's fine. All right,
Oh,
this one is good. All right, so I have this image and it's now playing. And I could increase the brightness. And then the fun part comes, of course you can control a lot of stuff here. You can control the play and like how fast do you want to play, how slow do you want to play if your video is, and you can also reverse it, you can program it, it can do a lot of stuff. But the fun part is with this advanced button. So once you go in there, you can choose which screen. If you have 1 or 2 or 3 projectors attached to your computer, you can tell it which projector it should go to. Should it go to the first one, to the second one, to the third one, to the fourth one? So you can have different videos going to different sections too, so you can do all those kind of stuff. And the other fun part is these sections. So I can have slices, sorry. So I can have slices of the same image. I can make another slice here. Right, so I have a second slice, and I could do this one here exactly. So it's in the middle. I could have more and more slices, and then I could transform these slices by going here, and this is my second slice. I could transform this one, and I could move it this one here, move this one here. So if I have setting like Kelly, I could exactly match it to one screen, and I could match this one to the second screen, and it will look seamless. Right? This is one. I could also have a control over the individual points. So I could map it if this object is rectangular or if it's some kind of not, it's a circular object or some other kind of thing. I could add more points and I could do a lot of stuff. So that's the basic introduction. Right? And just to quickly show you, I'll just show you 2 minutes of one of my video for projection mapping. It will give you an idea. So this is the project that I did with a local dancer, the Hob, and I was using her body as a screen to project. I was using different software. I was using Kinect camera to get her body data in real time, and then I was passing it through this software, processing software for projection mapping, and at the same time I was producing images from processing through some mathematical formulas. So everything was computer generated. So this was done in real time, projection mapping in real time.
It's like barcode.
So that's the idea.
And it's only projecting on her. That's
Yes,
what's cool.
that's
It's
the
only on the dress.
yeah. So there was no falling out. There was slightly, but not a lot. So because it was live projection. So yeah. So in projection mapping, you can go beyond this idea of just a plain screen. So any object, buildings, people. It's very common in European countries. This idea of projection mapping, but it's catching up in North America for the past few years too. And a lot of artists are using it, a lot of architects are using it, and a lot of people who wants to promote their products, they also use it too. So that's about it.
Yeah, it was beautiful, by the way. It was very nice.
Thank you.
Super cool. Also, the live thing.
Yeah, the live
That's
thing
the
was,
thing that's magic about projection, is that you're there and you're sharing it with people.
Yeah.
That's what's really fun.
Mhm.
I had a great idea. Is if you had them like circles, and one with modern and one with old, like showing the same scene. Like you know how we have some footage of
Right.
Port Arthur way back in the day,
Right.
and then you have
Yeah,
the
that's,
camera go
yeah.
through the same one. So one
Yeah,
circle
yes.
has the
Hi.
old, and the other circle has the new.
Hi.
But it looks
Okay,
like that
I'll
old
find
circle.
you.
Speakers muted. One second.
Yeah, it's good. I could hear you. Just give me a second. Here. All right.
Hi. Okay, so Riaz, we're talking about this library piece being a projected map projection
Yeah.
in a very simple way. Obviously, we're not mapping onto shapes, but we'd like to know first off, how could we do this here by Sunday? Do we need software, or can we just provide you with the clips that we need, and then if we know the number of projectors that we'll be able to use?
So you are, and where, like you'll be projecting on a building or on a screen?
Well, let's say we're going to use a flat wall to make it simple right now, but we'll have multiple planes that we'll be looking at, or multiple visuals,
Yeah.
at various sizes, let's say.
Okay.
And there'll be some interlapping, interplay with. So I'm just wondering, how are we going to, can we do that from this site? Do we need software specific?
You can do two things. One is you can if you're using. Okay, let me think. If you're using more than one projector, then you can use two computers. So each could get. Suppose you're using two projectors and you don't have this this software, then you can use two separate computers with projectors attached to each one, and then you can show it that they will play almost in sync, but not really. And the other thing you can do, I can quickly, I have this software that I know it's free, and it's also for projection mapping, and it's pretty easy to use. So you can use that too. Then you will use just one computer, and you can use it with multiple projectors attached to that computer.
For the performance though, the
Yeah.
idea of what we're creating by Sunday,
Yeah.
because obviously we only have one projector. We have one projector.
Okay.
How could we do this for the purposes of this, the objective of this project? To have a complete, you know, are we just going to provide here's the clips, and this is how we'd like to see them organized, and then in Thunder Bay be able to project, to see the final installation? Do you understand what I mean? And
But
how are
we're-
we going to
'cause they only have
display
one
it the
projector.
way we would like
They
to?
can't.
But
Set up
we're
another
not
two.
going to. We were gonna like.
You have
try
to come
do
here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Um,
She can't hear you.
You have to come, oh,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling
Anyway,
me
hey,
to go to
No,
Thunder
no.
Bay.
Hey Nadine, I'm glad
No,
that
no,
you
no,
got
no.
home.
I was
Oh.
talking to Kelly.
Would have warmed up.
Well, let us ponder this, but we didn't really have an intention of like originally we thought maybe Sunday we would, or like a week after the workshop, that we'd have kind of like a public screening of our work. But we decided that we're gonna wait until the festival
That makes sense.
to do
Yeah.
it. So I think if you're keen on doing this installation, then I think, you know, look at we could maybe send you some examples of what's doable, and as long as you can sort of understand a little bit of what you could potentially do, then you could work on getting the material.
I
And
think we can kind of wrap our minds around what we could do and make it very simple, obviously.
yeah,
I mean, we're not talking about mapping onto objects necessarily.
No.
I mean, we could play with some different screen planes, perhaps.
Yeah,
If we could,
yeah.
if we had a space that we could hang them, but I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of space would be available for this installation.
Well, if
What
you,
we use there.
I'll show
Okay.
you this one that I did. I'll
So-
send you a real example of it so you could see what the heck it
so
was.
do you, like, you mean that you want to show it here in Thunder Bay? And what kind of facilities, how can we accommodate this project? That's the idea?
Yeah, I kind of thought that was the objective, is to have something, an end product.
Okay. So you can, yes, of course, you can send us your clips.
Right.
And you can also send us like your idea of how do you want to see it, and then we can projection map it for you, and you can see it how it looks through Skype.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then we can go like back and forth and see how do you want it this way, or is it, yeah.
Right.
So that's
So you have
doable.
5 projectors. So we can think about
No.
it as a
No, we
five-
have 4 projectors.
4 projectors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you
Okay, so we
can
can think of 4 images, basically.
you can
Or
think
I
of
mean-
4
I mean,
images,
not
or
4 exclusive images, but 4 points of projection, basically.
Yeah, but
yes. Or we can do one projector. You can, like Kelly was doing with one projector, but she was projecting almost 2 different videos. Sometime it will become one, but she has, so it depends on,
You-
Okay,
yeah.
but that-
you can do it like a multi-screen.
yeah. So you can have one projector, but you can send, you can have different windows of different screens that will
For
show
one
different videos. Yes.
Oh, you mean just like windows in one frame though, but it'll be like 3 windows in the context of one frame?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
every window would show its own video or its own images.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We could do that too.
And it doesn't have to be,
That's not quite as fun as what we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you can have you can do 4 projectors, you can do, like, it depends on what kind of, like, the end product you want to see. Whether it's on a building, whether it's like spread across the room, or whether you want some kind of a very long shot, extreme long shot.
Can you project on the buildings out there as an installation potential?
well, we're looking into projecting onto grain elevators. And in fact, Monday, we're gonna go and do a test.
Yes.
Okay, like let's say if we could have something that was ready for the festival.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in having something projected outside as an installation piece?
Yes.
If it, I mean,
Definitely.
if it's not
Yes.
too controversial, because but okay, but yeah, okay.
So it could be projected onto buildings too.
We could project it onto the Waverly Library.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Is that accessible? Like, is that
It is,
close
it
by,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good partnership with them. They've been our sponsor for our festival, and we had all our master classes there last year.
Cool. All right. Okay, that was our big question. So if we could tell us about that free software, like
Yes.
that's something we could work on this weekend,
Yeah.
you know, and then that's something they could upload here, and then because we already have some ground footage that we want to work with.
Okay.
We need to collect more content tomorrow in the actual library.
Okay.
So we'll do a combination of archival, found stuff, and
Yeah.
you know,
I will send you the link to the free software. The one that's easy, because there are a few that are kind of a bit hard to get because they are code based, but this one that I've used maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it's visual, so it's very easy to use.
I want that.
cool.
I want that.
Sounds
new too.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this it? Are we done? Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good.
Good night.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Alrighty.
Sleep. Go sleep.
Good night.
Ron. You disappeared?
Yeah, he must be around somewhere, or he's doing the dishes or something.
So what time are you?
10 is what we, 10 is what we had said, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, it was, it should have.
And then we're hoping that, like, after people get going, we're gonna go to camp.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanna
So I thought if we just,
No.
it would just pull it up.
Yeah, I
and
might be able
pull it
to. It's
up.
supposed to rain tomorrow. So I was gonna see about, yeah, I don't know, because I'm gonna figure out my schedule.
Yeah, anyways,
Get some
play it
work
by
done.
ear and
Yeah.
this, yeah.
Ron was talking about getting a drink tonight. Definitely wanna do.
Can I have my keys, Kelly? We're done. Oh, that beaver's always there. I hate that beaver. I don't wanna talk about that beaver. Why do you have to bring up sad things?
Ron in a foul mood.
Yeah.
Oh, the beaver, Man, that beaver, such a rascal. Rascally rascal. Ron, do you wanna help me? Just move this back?
So after all that, Kelly, you didn't even see the boogie board in action.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have time tonight, I don't think, or I don't. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
And I'm going with you.
Well,
I'll show you some other day. Did it come?
I want to check it. I'll check. You guys need any help?
I put the pictures of the silver,
No, I'm just grabbing
the
this.
pictures of the
Okay, goodbye,
silver
everyone. Good
forks,
night.
knives,
All right,
spoons,
see you
chopsticks.
tomorrow. No more talk about beavers, okay? Don't put a beaver in your script, because I won't.
Yeah.
It's too
But what I
hard to
did
photo
is I
one.
Googled knife and fork jokes. And that's how I got those jokes.
Poor Gullet, he's
And
been
you
at
can-
school
you
the
can
whole
add
time.
your plate too. We never thought of
Really?
that.
Well, he told me, just pick
So
me
you
up
could have
after.
face and
I'm like,
plate, you
okay.
know, he could be there, and they could be rolling their eyes and everything, so.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what did the plate say to the knife? Or to the fork? What did he say? Lunch is on me.
You got my pen too? I think it was.
So did you tell jokes?
Greg, you wanna ride?
What's the, yeah, what's the location?
Did it come through?
I haven't checked it, I was talking to Ron, let me just check.
Anyways, I put the pictures of, I took pictures of the silverware in the box.
Oh, really?
And then I took a picture of a little tiny old silver creamer kind of dish, like a little pitcher. And, do you want me to bring some kind of fabric so we can have like a background? Different kinds of backgrounds? Well, they're, it's kind of like linen, there's different ones and then you can pick, how's that? I'll just bring, and then you can choose.
I think something with this, not people in it. It's okay, you have sent it, right?
Yep. And I saw yours, but then
You were not able to pick it up?
it was there, but then it lost it, so I know it's in my email and I can see it at home, I just, yeah. So there's something that, do you think of before tomorrow morning? Send it over.
Too late now.